What's up, guys? Mickle here, and David Swartz just did a brand new interview, and people are walking away from watching this interview saying that Ripple has failed in their task to transform the payment architecture for the future financial system. In this video, I want to show you this interview that people are talking about and give you my opinion on whether or not David Swartz actually said that Ripple has failed to transform the payment infrastructure. Guys, make sure to stick around for this whole thing. This is very important. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who likes the videos and to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out so much. Also, if you guys ever need a place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. Guys, FLR is also pumping hard right now. If you want a great place to buy FLR, Uphold is my favorite place to do it. They'll give you airdrops and distribute you rewards. With that said, though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So let's jump right into the video, and just so you guys know, this interview happened the other day with David Swartz. He just randomly jumped into a Twitter space and was fielding all kinds of questions about Ripple and XRP. Now, I want to play you the entire segment where David Swartz specifically was talking about Ripple and payments, because this is a clip that a lot of people are talking about right now, and in my opinion, really misconstruing. So I want to start off and just play you the clip so you guys know exactly what we're talking about here, and then I'll break down my opinion on whether or not David Swartz was actually saying that Ripple has failed at payments.
We're big believers in payments. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop doing payments. That's not going to happen. However, I think these other use cases are extremely important, and I think you're going to see us producing. We're very interested in real world asset tokenization. We're very interested in an ecosystem of multiple chains with asset portability across chains. So you can have chains that can provide smart contract capability. You can have greater throughput. You can have chains that have data storage for NFTs without having to try to build one chain that's good for all purposes. So I think the answer is yes to everything except like reducing our emphasis on payments. I don't think you're going to see that from us. But I think you will see us looking into other use cases, metaverse use cases, NFT use cases. I think we're going to have to broaden. I think the next big bet for us is probably a sort of multi-chain ecosystem, starting with the EVM compatible chain, which will be nice, because currently, like if you're in the XRP ecosystem, we basically just don't have a smart contract solution, and so having one that's industry standard will make it easier. Like, you want to hire people to build, hiring people who know EVM, is very easy. So I think you're going to see us placing other bets and encouraging growth in other parts of the ecosystem. I think the answer is we haven't gotten the traction we wanted just from payments. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't keep trying, but it also means that we have to be broader. Way back in 2015, when Ripple decided to focus on payments, our thinking was that everything else could be done by everybody else. But if we were going to get institutional payments in the cryptocurrency space, someone was going to have to build products that were regulatory compliant, that were well supported, that could withstand third-party audits. It was going to have to be something that was done by a company. It couldn't happen organically. So we focused on institutional payments. But we're a lot bigger now than we were in 2015. We have a lot more resources. We have a lot more employees. We have a lot more technology, and we can do way more than one thing at a time. And so I think you're going to. This is the fight I always used to have with Stephen Thomas, the former CTO, was, okay, we can do more than one thing, but can we do 7 things? Can we do 10 things? Can we do 3 things? I think you're going to see us increasing the number of things that we're doing, and offering a sort of ecosystem of tools that that will support all of those different use cases. Metaverse use cases, I'm VR use cases, I'm not completely sold on yet. AI, I'm kind of I think that's definitely going to be something, but the question is what, and I don't think we know what yet. So the other thing that's a little challenging is to decide when is too early and when is too late. I think with NFTs, like Ripple decided that we cared about NFTs a little bit too late, and I think maybe with CBDCs we may have decided a little bit too early. And so I think it's going to take some process of deciding how hard we want to commit. Like if we decided we wanted to make a major commitment to metaverse use cases, I'm not even sure what that would look like right now. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people who would love to tell me like what they think the metaverse use cases are, but it's very hard. It's hard to know what's right. And so you have to sort of calibrate. You can't wait until somebody else makes $1 billion in a field That's basically what we did with NFTs. We're like, we don't think NFTs are a thing. We waited and we're like, oh shoot, somebody just made $1 billion in the NFT space. We probably should pay attention to it. And obviously that's a little bit too late. But if you jump on too early, then you're following every fad. And that's very stressful for engineering teams to spend months building something like, oh, actually that turns out that's not a thing, and then tell them to there's nothing worse for an engineer when they put their heart and soul into a project and then like that project doesn't become a thing. So calibrating is challenging.
So I think the main quote that people are walking away from this interview over analyzing is when David Swartz said that Ripple hasn't gotten the traction they thought they would in payments. Now, I think a lot of people are really misconstruing how David brought this forward. We need to understand that essentially David has been sued by the SEC. David has been through constant litigation involving his plans to transform the financial system in terms of payments. US banks are essentially unable to adopt Ripple's products. These are all things he probably never thought was going to happen. So from David's perspective, right, someone who helped architect the XRP ledger sees this game-changing innovation that can make payments move anywhere in the entire world instantaneously for fractions of a cent. For him, he probably thought this product was going to be adopted by every major bank in the entire world in the matter of a couple years. So for him, I totally understand his perspective that this has been a lot harder than he initially anticipated. There is no way a developer, a builder like David Swartz would have ever planned for the SEC case. He would have never expected for US financial institutions to essentially be barred from touching XRP. These are all things that he's had to deal with, and this was Ripple's vision from the start, so it's things Ripple had to push through. Now, does this mean Ripple has failed to get XRP used for payments? Absolutely not. And he makes it so clear that this is still happening at a rapid clip. What we are watching via Ripple's ODL reports is that Ripple's ODL product is growing hundreds of percent every single year. More and more customers are using XRP for payments. So has XRP failed for payments? Absolutely not. And I think the other part of this interview that people are taking a bit out of context is when David Swartz is talking about Ripple's future plans, other things they're going to be doing. Ripple has expanded so much as a company. They have so many more employees, they don't have to be hyper-focused on a single thing anymore. Let's face it, payments are simple in crypto. I can do payments in crypto, right? I can send you XRP. It's not something I need Ripple for. What Ripple needs to start doing for them to really gain mass adoption in financial institutions is to start building new products that these financial institutions are going to need in the future. Tokenization, custody, different kinds of debt products, different kinds of leverage products, different kinds of staking, different kinds of lending. All these different things are critical to financial institutions, and they're all things that can be replicated on the blockchain. What David Swartz is trying to tell us here is that we built a great payments product. This payments product is better than anything we have in the world today, but financial institutions, for one reason or another, really just can't adopt it at the clip we think they should be. That doesn't matter. They can still adopt it in the future, but in the meantime, we might as well build more products that they can use to help make Ripple's products to help onboard people onto the XRP ledger at a more rapid clip. This is all bullish news to me. The fact that Ripple can build more kinds of products to onboard more institutions and a wider customer base is only going to bring more and more sophisticated users to the XRP ledger. So do I think this is any kind of bad or negative interview from David Swartz? Absolutely not. He's literally just keeping it real, telling us what's happening. And guys, for me, none of it really matters. We just came out of a bear market, right? Institutional adoption was likely slow for the last couple of years because, let's face it, it was a bear market. In my eyes, Ripple is still the #1 company in all of crypto. XRP is positioned perfectly to dominate the future of cryptocurrency, and every single day that goes by and I learn more about this technology, I am more and more confident that it is going to be fundamental to our future financial system. Decentralized neutral protocols and neutral pots of liquidity that anyone can use, anyone can draw off of, anyone can leverage to move value from point A to point B are going to be absolutely critical to our financial system. Ripple is working with the players to make sure this technology gets adopted. The XRP has the tech and it's poised perfectly to uptake this adoption. To me, nothing has changed. David Swartz is just telling us Ripple is on to bigger and better things. Payments are still going to be critical, but those products are built. It's time to start building new things to onboard new institutions. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.